How are you feeling right now? It's just around lunchtime, wherever you are. And do you feel like you need a nap? Are you crashing from the sprint you've done in the morning? Or are you feeling like you're feeling great and you're ready to carry on throughout the day? This is so important to notice. This is so important to notice day to day, every day, your energy. How are you feeling? And why I'm bringing it up this week is because I have been talking to my clients and listening to what they're telling me, and there seems to be this you're feeling really good, and then all of a sudden you do something to take you out of that feeling good so that you're not feeling good. And I'm wondering, have you noticed that you've done this to yourself? Maybe in the past, maybe right now, or maybe it happens every week. You notice you're doing it every week. And the reason I'm talking about it is because we can learn how to self-regulate. Like, this is one of our personal missions as a human being on the earth. We're actually built with all the technology inside of our bodies to maintain a consistent feeling good energy. Like, we are programmed for that. But we have never been trained how to do it. It is not part of the education system. It is not even part of mainstream society. This is all off stream. This is all in the underground. This is things you hear about, but you don't do. And I'm talking about energy, vitality, clarity, inner peace. These are things you say you want, but do you actually feel them in your body? Do you actually have you had moments where you're feeling good, you have inner clarity, you feel so clear, and then the next day or the week after, you can't get back to that moment, and then you start longing for it and you're grasping for it and you're trying to find your way back and you don't know how to get there. This is the thing. We have never been taught. And I am one of these people who has developed something, a technique, and I've been practicing this since I was 20 years old, how to get to know my energy, how to understand how I work, what is my, how to work with my own power. Another thing that I hear often is I'm afraid of my own power. Have you ever said that to yourself mentally? Like, maybe somebody's noticed something about your strength, your wisdom, your talent, your gifts, and you're not sure if you can replicate it. It's kind of like imposter syndrome. It's like, oh, I don't know if I can do that again. And then you kind of shrink or you dim. Put it in the comments. I'm just going to turn the comments on so I can see if anyone's chatting. So, peak states, even those peak states where you feel really inspired, you feel like your consciousness is expanded, then all of a sudden something takes you out. Either you get sick, you get in a fight, you eat something that doesn't feel good, and you bring yourself down. And these are called sometimes upper limits. But I also like to think of it as energy management, energy management. And I've been hearing from my clients that, stories of, oh, I was feeling really good. And then I went and had this sugary drink. And then I didn't sleep. I felt like crap and it brought me right down. And one of the things is we don't know how to maintain that consistent feeling good energy because we don't practice it. We don't practice it. It's not part of the norm. We go to the gym and we eat good and we're feeling good, but we're also, then we might have drama going on in our personal lives or where we have other things that pull us out of that feeling good. And so it's the holistic approach here. What I'm talking about. You have to be really noticing everything in your life and self-regulating. This isn't easy. This is not easy to self-regulate. It takes practice. It takes practice. And you have to be willing to keep noticing yourself and willing to go inside. For my own example, if I push myself too hard and being really productive and maybe work like 14 hours or 16 hours in a day to get a whole bunch of things done, I am wiped out the next day. So and potentially even the following day because I burnt myself out. It's like you're in a horse race and the horse from the starting line to the 3/4 goes as fast as they can, and then they can't finish the race. They end up last. There is not a consistent speed. You're not rating yourself. You're not maintaining and regulating yourself. So self-regulation is super important, and it goes hand in hand with your energy and vitality and your life force management. And energy spikes and energy crashes, feeling good one day, feeling bad the next, feeling good one day, feeling bad the next, is a pattern. And we have to be noticing it. We have to be paying attention to it. And we can sabotage ourselves as well, because there's this other thing, like we have this inner compass thermostat. We're only used to feeling so good. And then we're like, oh, this can't be possible. How can I feel good for days on end? And we look for something to bring us down. Or we also are feeling good, and then we find a way to think it's not good enough. Oh, it has to be better. This isn't good enough. So then we start beating ourselves up and taking it out on ourselves around like, oh, well, if I'm this good, I can be even better. So this isn't good enough anymore. We kind of turn on ourselves. We create self-sabotaging inner critic type of patterns where we're not happy with what we have. We're not happy with what we have. And I contribute this all to, we just don't know how to manage our energy. This is not something we've learned. And this is not a mindset so much. This is learning how to work with your body. And it takes nutrition. It takes practices and discipline. It takes exercise. It takes being around people who are also working on themselves and paying attention to themselves. When we hang around people who seem to be negative or blaming, complaining, and gossiping all the time, it can suck the life out of us and drag us down. So then we're having to bring ourselves back up again. But if we learn how to manage our energy and self-regulate and know exactly what's good for us, because everybody's going to be a little bit different. If you look at human design, there's 5 different roles, and everyone has different ways of managing energy, or different systems working inside of them. But the one thing in common is that we are all made up of the same blood, bones, cells, organs, brain. We have all of the same stuff within us, and we have all of the same technology within us, and we don't know how to use it. We don't know how to use it. We trust that our doctor knows how to use it. We trust other outside forces know how to do it for us. So we look to the outside world for all the answers, and we have forgotten, or we do not think it's important to look within. And I have disagreed with this concept for my whole life. I have always wanted to find out who the hell I am and how I work and what am I about and how can I learn from myself. And I've looked inside. And so I've gained mastery over this, and I have had experiences where it feels like nothing's working. You're doing your practice, you're looking inside, and it just seems busier. Or it just seems like, well, I'm not feeling any better. So you give up. But the thing with me, I never gave up. I kept doing it. I'm so happy I stuck with it, because what I noticed was all of a sudden, I wasn't feeling anxious. All of a sudden, the person who really irritated me all the time doesn't irritate me anymore. All of a sudden, a certain level of feeling good and happiness took over for me, and I never went back. One of the things is you start to notice yourself. And if you don't look inside and you're always looking to the outside for answers, you will never get to know yourself. You'll never get to understand how you can self-regulate, how you can become more self-aware, how you can um hi Melody, thank you so much. Tenacity. It does take commitment and diligence to keep on top of all the things. Being a human being who is becoming self-aware, knows how to self-regulate, is self-actualization, azing, is so important. And Melody, you know this exactly. You do the work. And I'm so happy that I can hang out with somebody else who does this work. And that's the community I'm creating. I'm creating an opportunity for people to come and practice so that they can quickly start to understand how their power works for them. Because if we don't go inside, we can't get used to our own power. And we can't get like confident in how our power can really serve us with our purpose, with our prosperity, with our relationships, with our success. We fear our power if we don't go inside. So I've created this group community, Life Force Activation, where I guide you and myself, and I actually open up to receiving the guidance of the earth, of the sun, to help us really connect with ourselves, to get to know yourself and build and connect to the most powerful things that we have immediate resources to, like the earth and the sun, to bring life force into our energy, bring life force into our body, bring it into our heart, bring it into our mind, and learn how to manage our energy within ourselves. And I do this in a live Zoom studio 3 times a week to give you lots of opportunities to come and practice. And what I've noticed, I've been doing it I'm in my 3rd year of it, almost at the end of 3 years here, over 400 times I've led these practices. The benefits is I really get to know myself, and clarity comes super quick. And what I hear from my clients is, oh, I dropped out of my mind. It didn't take over. It didn't run amok. Oh, I noticed I dropped into my heart today. And that hadn't been happening. Oh, I noticed this with myself. Oh, I felt amazing all day long, and I was aligned with all of the things that I wanted to do. These are the types of things that can happen when you turn inside and look at all the power that is already within you and grow it. Grow it for your own benefit. Grow it for your own benefit. I can't give you the power. The news cannot give you the power. Textbooks don't give you the power. You have to practice with your own power. And that's why I think it's so important to do it regularly. And I know it's so important to do it regularly because I have been doing it regularly for so many years that it's one of the most important things in the world. And it's not mainstream. People are going to talk about meditation, they're going to talk about mindfulness, and they're going to talk, oh, this can do this and that can do that. But they're not talking about your management of your energy, being able to harvest and cultivate and grow life force within yourself so that it's full, like you're full all the way up in your body, all the way in your core, all the way in your energy, all the time. It's just like being at the gas station with your car. If you keep your car on full and you fill up regularly, your car is happy and you can get around, you can move. But if you're always driving on empty, you have to stop at the gas station all the time. So you want to stay full. You want to stay full. So you have to decide. Do I want to keep bouncing around on this like cosine wave where I'm a roller coaster of feeling good, feeling like crap? feeling okay, feeling down, depressed, anxious, stressed out? Or do you want to learn how to self-regulate so that you can really align with your power and move forward in the direction of your dreams, in the direction of your purpose that you have been sourcing, that you know is yours? And you may work in corporate, and I have worked in corporate situations. When you're an employee and you're working for somebody else, there's this old program that's running around that you have to produce and you have to push and you have to like get things done. There's some good in that. There's some good in that. And I'm not saying you're going to shift this overnight, but what it does is it wears you out. It wears you out and it causes you to get worn down. And if you're not cultivating your power on a regular basis, you're wearing out even faster. And then you don't know what to do to get back up to even quarter full. You just are pushing on empty, pushing on empty, pushing on empty. But I worked in corporate and I did these practices. And whenever I was tuned up at the beginning of the day, my energy was able to ride the whole day. And believe me, I tested it not doing it. And I would be bitchy, irritable, and frustrated for the most of the day. So I know that when we tune ourselves up, when we work with our frequency, when we work with our energy, and we are noticing it and paying attention to ourselves, we really can increase the results of success, prosperity, accomplishment, and completion. We can complete the goals that we are setting up for ourselves. And when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have anyone to answer to and you're the boss. It's even more important because you have really big dreams. But have you noticed that you're not manifesting those dreams as fast as you want? It might be because you're not managing your energy. You might be feeling tired in the middle of the afternoon. So then you fall asleep, take a nap, and then you're groggy when you wake up. So do you want to keep bouncing around and burning out? Going up and down in your states? Or do you want to maintain? Do you want to be very consistent? Do you want to be growing in power, growing in happiness and joy, growing in love and kindness and gratitude? So, I mean, there's so many benefits from taking good care of yourself and looking within. And if you do, I would love to invite you to join Life Force Activation and try it out. There is a $1 2-week trial, and you can come in and try it out. And I recommend that you come for every session so that you can get a good feel for it. Because if you just come for one time, oh, I don't like this. Of course, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So you have to give yourself a chance to really grow your self-awareness, grow your connection with the inner world that you have. And this isn't meditation. This isn't mindset. This is paying attention to the power that's within you and paying attention to the junk and the clutter that is in the way of your power. Because if you don't think there's something in the way of your power and you don't feel good and you have no energy, you're mistaken. You're mistaken. So I'm going to put up on the screen here, Life Force Activation. You can look at my landing page, learn more, and feel free to connect with me. Send me a DM, and I can tell you more about Life Force Activation and what you can expect. And I can give you some more references for practices. And also, if you really want an example of it, I have a greatest hits library, and I would love to send you an audio that you could try out. So send me a comment and put try in the comments, and I will send you an audio to your email address. So how does, let me know what you're thinking and how I hope I sparked some curiosity with you so that you're What is this about my inner power? How can I manage my energy? How can I self-regulate, become more self-aware, and self-actualize those goals, those dreams, your purpose in this world this time around, this year, next year, today, tomorrow? Have a great day.